Oh, yeah, you're good.
Okay. Is it live?
Yeah, you're live.
All right. Hey there. Good afternoon to you, everybody. This is Ann Sieg. I'm the founder of the E-Commerce Business School. And we are here this weekend in Bloomington, Minnesota for our Trifecta Arbitrage Workshop Series. We started yesterday, and we're in the middle of day 2. We're just about coming to the close, and then we're into day 3. And we do these twice a year, our Arbitrage Trifecta Workshop Series. So it's a lot of fun as we empower people to learn how to source products via the arbitrage method that they can buy low and sell for a profit on Amazon.com. So that's what we're doing here. And I have a special guest with me. Her name is Ruth Ellen. Hello there, Ruth.
Hi, Ann.
All right, we've got an interesting story to share here this afternoon. And I kind of nudged Ruth and said, we got to share with the folks something very special that happened this weekend. And so we did something we've never done before. So before I go into what that is and this very amazing giveaway that we did here at the E-Commerce Business School, it's just to give you a little bit of background about us. We teach rather uniquely and different from anything else you'll find in the e-commerce space. The reason is because we have a very comprehensive A to Z training platform. And with that, we teach people the 3 pillars of e-commerce. Number 1 is cash flow, because cash flow is king. And so we do that through our arbitrage courses, so our members can get that cash flow going in their businesses, gain the foundation with their business, and learn the fundamentals of e-commerce. Next, we use that to catapult our members into business assets and systems. And when you build those business assets and systems, you create a scalable business that you can then turn around and sell for a profit, which is a business model all unto itself, which is basically building to sell, or you pass it on as a legacy business. So that's the ascension that we move our members through. Again, just to recap, it's cash flow, then it's building those business assets that have value in the marketplace that people will pay you good money for. You build a highly profitable store, for example, and a strong following of customers. And then we do that by creating systems. All right, so we're hunkered down learning arbitrage. So what I'd like you to do is take a moment and share with folks, how was it that you found your way into the E-Commerce Business School?
Wow, I've been trying to remember because it was 2 months ago, right? May 15th.
Okay.
And I was on the internet, and I think I was on Facebook.
Okay.
And I'm always looking at entrepreneurial opportunities.
Good.
And trying to be smart enough to hear for the authenticity, and the usability, and does this fit with me? And somehow it was you sharing. And whatever I heard, it met every ding, ding, ding. There were no flags.
Okay.
And so I kept pursuing and connected with every connector on there. And I truly never felt like, how you can have that inner feeling like, okay, stop, wait a minute, I'm not sure of this. I am amazed myself that I just kind of passed through every gate. And so I found myself signing up. And then at some point, I did sign up, and I took a chance and called Sharon Irwin.
Okay.
And I'm not
She's our
certain
business
even-
advisor.
Excellent too.
Yes.
Excellent, knowledgeable, easy to deal with, and everyone is helpful. I just cannot imagine there's not been a roadblock. So even I would find myself, at the end of the day thinking, how did I get this far?
Yeah.
Wow, okay, just hurdle after hurdle. So in my own life, I've had to spend some time running to catch up because I thought, once I start, I do not want to be,
Right.
slowed down.
Right.
So then about the conference, I did sign up for the whole deal, and I kind of in my head had thought about getting everything, had certain things I intended to have done. And then eventually I thought, okay, I've done as much discovery as I can, but I need to go find some answers and connect all the dots.
Right.
And so I took the drive, and I'm here. And
So you drove up from Oklahoma?
Right.
Was it?
Uh-huh.
Wow. Okay. So we had about a third of our members, actually, when I asked for show of hands, about a third of the members drove here.
Right.
This is located where we're at right now is Bloomington, Minnesota. This exact venue we've used 30 times, I believe, over the last 7 years or so. We do events all over the world, including trips to China. I meant to say all over the U.S., but we also have trained in China, been asked by the Chinese government
Wow.
to train. And so we've also been the premier training company of choice for ASD Market Week, which has 45,000 visitors that come through their door. Yeah, we did. The last time we were there, 14 presentations and
Amazing.
workshops. So we love what we do. We love empowering
And it
entrepreneurs.
shows.
Thank you.
It does.
Our goal is to help change the family economy. That's my goal.
Absolutely.
And
Right.
that is because it is my family, and by leveraging my family through, I raised 3 sons, I homeschooled them for 12 years, that's what we do. I'm a strong proponent of the family economy and empowering people to become independent
Yes.
and to become wealthy through their own endeavors. And what we see from our members is most of them have as their aspirations to give back and to give to their favorite charities and contributions.
Yes.
So you came in to Shop Your Way to Wealth, I believe. Is that correct? Was that the program that you started with?
I may have signed up for that first, but I was really attracted to the book flipping.
Okay, so you got into book
'Cause
flipping.
I'm a book, and the whole textbook.
And textbook, which by the way,
Absolutely.
so anyone who attends our full trifecta workshop, well, for one, they're learning our 3 main arbitrage courses, which is Shop Your Way to Wealth, doing local retail arbitrage using your smartphone and a secret app that's provided by Amazon. It's called the Amazon Sellers app. And we teach and train people how to do this. We've had people who have, I'm just going to say, they've accessed other training material, even on that method with no success. They come here and they have success. And then we have the book flipping profit system,
Right.
which has been created by Brian Cummings. He has created this. It's unique. It's proprietary. 5+ years flipping books at 6 figures. And then we have online shopping profit system, which is then doing your business all online for arbitrage, buy low, sell high. And what's spectacular about that training program is we give you the training for how to hire and train a VA. So you can offset, I'm going to call it the grunt work, the research work is done by a VA. So we have professional training on that. So it's a complete package.
It is.
Okay, we did something really special. And this is where you're going to really hear an amazing story about Ruth, because you wowed my socks off last night. We're a community, so while I said that we teach these 3 pillars, what also makes us highly unique and different is we have a strong belief in personal mentorship. We do not believe in a one-size-fits-all for our members, but rather every person is unique, and we like to structure a roadmap that works for them and their goals. And we do that with our e-commerce master's program, our premier business incubator. So
Wow.
it was Coach Kurt who said, you know what I think, Ann? We should have an e-commerce master's program giveaway where one lucky member would win a membership into the e-commerce master's program. It is a $10,000 value. We create a customized roadmap. We provide daily group coaching calls. We have an accountability mastermind group. We have the trainers, leaders, and coaches platform that I personally developed 8 years ago to develop certified trainers and coaches. I do a weekly accountability report, a video. Right. I am actually reviewing everyone's business every week.
Wow.
So it is the premier of the premier. So what was really fun is the names were literally put into a hat. We stirred them around, and then I pulled it out, and Ruth Ellen won. So if you can share what that was like for you, and I know you have yet to learn, you're going to hear
Right.
in about an hour or so. And by the way, stick with me, because at 4 p.m. CT today, I'm going to share the full details on that. So come back to this page, e-commerce business school page, and I'm going to share the full details. But you won that.
I couldn't couldn't
first
believe
ever.
it when you read my name. It's like,
Yay!
she is not really saying
I'm
my
really
name.
saying your name. So why don't you share
Ooh.
your background has been wrought with a lot of challenges,
It has.
and
You
yet
just
you're
got
an
a clip.
overcomer.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that word.
So
I
why don't
do.
you share with folks?
So, to do a short, right? You want the short.
We'll go as long as need be. I have no problems with that. No time constraints, so we'll
Wow.
share.
Well, okay, I'll start at about 1981
Okay, yeah.
with the oil boom.
Ah,
And
the oil boom.
My husband was ill,
Oh,
and kind of a residual from Vietnam.
oh.
And
Agent
ugh,
Orange?
Yeah, it was affected by that.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And so he wasn't able to work for a while at risk of his health, right? And I had a new baby at home. So I was not leaving that baby.
Yeah.
So I figured out, and I had a friend who was in property management, and he said, I know you guys are needing some money. And I have a house right in your addition.
Oh,
I need cleaned, and I'm going to pay somebody.
Oh.
I forget how much, but I said, oh yeah, I'm there.
so you would
And
clean
so
for these?
I went and cleaned for him, and I thought, well, I can do this, and I have a playpen,
Okay.
and
Oh,
my baby's, safe and
Yeah.
cared for, and
Wow.
I can be gone for limited time. So I started a little business, right, to keep everything going while John got better.
Oh.
And in the meantime, by the time he got better, I had found a big complexes and the whole thing, so I had kind of built up a pretty good.
Oh, a
And then
cleaning
he
business.
was cleaning, well,
Okay.
between renter. It ended up being between commercial and
Oh.
residential rentals.
Okay.
To go in, and by the time John could add in a little bit at a time.
Okay.
We would redo the total,
Units.
unit. Yeah, whether it was,
The complex.
whatever kind of
Right.
thing it was, right?
Wow.
And so we were really going, and then the oil bust hit.
Mm.
So then it was like the bottom fell
Down
out, right?
again. Yep.
Right. So he went to Tinker to work, and I went to college.
Oh,
And so then we went through, it was, all my kids, we all grew up on campus together.
oh.
And so I got my bachelor's and master's of social work, and I was in a PhD program, and then some other things, family, it was time to go to work. Our oldest daughter was a senior. So then we kind of got into a new chapter. Anyway, so there were so many, right, so how to jump over these hurdles, right? So I
Yeah.
went to work, and then within about 2.5 years, I got a bone tumor, first one. And so, you kind of accommodate that. And so, all right, we're going to do better. I'm better. Let's go. We're moving. And, but it kept continuing. So so about 10 tumors later, and, pretty much metastasized everywhere.
Oh, my.
They gave me 2 weeks to live. And so it's a longer story even, because John is a PTSD veteran, we had ended up
Oh.
in separate parts of the country.
Oh.
And through the process, we remarried and came back to Oklahoma. And then I ended up needing to homeschool because we had to go small and to survive without my income.
Because you had bone cancer.
Right?
Your husband PSTD.
Yes.
You're raising kids. You
Yes.
had re-careered again.
Right.
Going back to college.
Yes.
Now you're homeschooling. You're not in the best part of town.
No.
Okay.
No.
So what happens next?
And, right, well, okay, so we homeschooled for the next 6 years and rebuilt the neighborhood, right? We started a neighborhood initiative.
Okay, this
Then
is the really inspirational
Oh,
part.
you want to?
I do. Here's why. Because what we do is to, of course, strengthen the family economy.
Right.
Secondary to that, or for what I have seen with our members, is they have these favorite charities and contributions that they want to give to, and they want to be a cause and effect in the world.
Absolutely.
You were already doing that. You ended up in this low-income, troubled neighborhood with
Right.
gangs.
That's exactly
But
right.
you
Drug
didn't
houses
flee.
in our neighborhood.
You reformed the
Yes.
neighborhood. She reformed. You got to share this part, because I think too often people want to run from problems.
Yes.
You didn't have that option. You embraced it, and you literally reformed your neighborhood. how we could use more of folks like you. So, I mean, this is so
Well,
powerful.
this wasn't alone, right?
So tell us what
But
happened.
well, we started a neighborhood initiative, a little neighborhood group started meeting,
Mm-hmm.
and the city came along and joined with. They gave us a police support,
Oh, wow.
fire support. They hired a neighborhood, neighborhood initiative, which has become a citywide, and it's
Now it's-
grown into federal. You know, we've gotten federal funding.
What city
even.
is this now in?
Midwest City, Oklahoma.
Ah,
And but we were the first little group. Something else.
it started with you though, right? Was this your brainchild? Was this
No,
your...
it's
oh,
just,
it's a group
well, I
of
mean, they
people.
matched. You know how
Okay.
if you do something and step out,
They'll come in and
they
give
come
you the
out and
support.
match you.
But
yes.
did it start with you thinking of doing this, the initiative?
I don't even.
You don't remember? Or
I mean, they named it. They found funding. It kept growing.
you knew
But
that
did
it
I-
needed to change?
It had to change.
Yeah.
Yes.
So-
And if I may, okay, so I was vacuuming in front of this big picture window, and there were gang members walking down the street. Everybody was, remember, they were really using the colors and the danger of that, and we knew that some of the drug houses, and I was saying, Lord, you have to get my kids out of here. And I could hear the voice, really? So you always wanted to be in the middle of what I was doing? Have you changed your mind? It was like, no.
Meaning you had to stay put and face it?
Yes.
Okay.
And so it was like, okay, and it all began.
Wow.
So there was an old grocery store that they were meeting, this group.
The
in church.
initiative. Yeah.
Yeah, and then, the separate whole, like the local, it was a church, but it was it was
In
like
a grocery store?
Yeah.
Meeting there.
and
Making do.
making do.
Awesome.
And so we linked with them, and we got a communal grant for some
Okay.
equipment and all that, and we started having, I'm trying to think of what we even called it, because twice a month we'd put balloons and signs all over and invite all those kids in, and we
All
would
the
talk
gang
it up.
members?
Yes, ma'am. And we would have 200 to 300 kids show up because we
Wow.
fed them, we had fun, we had musical groups in, and then we would share.
They're probably lonely and needing that love and support.
Absolutely.
And care and attention. So you gave that. Is that where you live now? Is this?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, wow.
I don't
Okay.
want to leave there.
Oh,
I mean,
doesn't want to leave it. She reformed the neighborhood first.
Well, we
So-
even our backyard backs up to it's Tompoor Park, but Soldier Creek.
Oh.
And it was a real problem because the kids had been using like the dumpsters, and they would go through that the park that was all grown up and over, and no one dared enter it.
Yeah.
And they would go into the houses that people were working, and they'd take whatever they wanted and head out, right?
Oh.
Well, before you knew it, we got the walking trails paved on both sides of the
Oh.
creek and lights up all
Wow.
night, right? Solar
Changed this.
powered. Yes.
Change the neighborhood.
And we had to get the believability that it's safe to be in the park,
Right.
right?
For people to
And,
come back again.
yeah.
And use it as a true park.
And use it as a true park. Yes, which we absolutely do. And now it's like, man, I've got a rapids right out my back gate,
Yeah.
right?
After all that.
Yeah. Yes.
So I feel like this has been, I didn't know who would win. I just thought it's going to be the right person.
Wow.
I didn't know your backstory. We talked at the meet and greet on Thursday. What we do at all our events is we do a whole variety of events, workshops, and retreats. For example, next month we will be in Estes Park, Colorado with our Ultimate Business Lifestyle Retreat. And the reason we have that particular type of event is that's where we work on the CEO. And the CEO is the most important part of the business. So just
What
today,
does that stand for?
the Ultimate Business Lifestyle Retreat.
CEO.
Chief Executive Officer.
So
of
that
their
is
business.
you, right?
Well, you are
because
the
we
CEO.
are all.
That's right.
Oh my word, I love that.
Yes. So we're grooming up the CEOs
Wow.
of each person's respective business. Just
Wow.
today, one of our newest members was saying, I don't know how to run my own business. I'm from the military, and I was told what to do every day.
Right.
Now I'm going to tell me what to do. I need a big mindset shift. Indeed. Indeed,
Yes.
and that's why we have the Ultimate Business Lifestyle Retreat. Is all designed to be hands-on interactive exercises to help people make that shift. We do this annually. It's absolutely beautiful and spectacular, and it's part of the e-commerce masters program. So you can hear and see we are a comprehensive business incubator, and like I tell people, is what we are not. We're not a one-stop shop training program where you pull something off the shelf and, there's an abundance of that online. We're not that, okay? I don't have an interest in that business model, actually. The reason is this. I would put those people in the camp of they're information marketers. Great, they got information. We have mentorship. We're developing people. We're developing CEOs who can bring mastery into their business, create excellence in their family, develop family leadership, and have an impact on the culture. And I have a firm belief that entrepreneurs have more cause and effect because the beautiful thing is you are not capped on your income. You can make your income go as far as you like for whatever your goal happens to be. So we're very comprehensive. I'm about developing leaders. So this is why we have our trainers, leaders, and coaches, our TLC program, where we have our certified coaches and trainers. That's been in place for 8 years. So it's an optional aspect. All right, so you just won. We've never done this. I mean, they get daily group coaching. It's so encompassing. It's like we come around, not just put our arm around you, we put our alongside you. We don't just come alongside, we wrap our arms around you. We've got 29 years of experience collectively with our team of trainers and coaches, 29 Q4 selling seasons.
Wow.
And we create that customized path, and we're going to do that for you. Yeah.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, customized for you. In fact, all our members get the book Strengths Finder, where they take their online assessment. We find out what their strengths are. We provide a consultation around that. Everyone is gifted with unique abilities and talents. You clearly have quite an amazing set of strengths that you bring to your business, and we're going to capitalize on those. We're going to help you max those out.
I love that, even to identify them for me.
Yeah, to even know what they are. Yeah, you'll go, oh my God, that's so me. It's really quite fun. If I recall, it's like 33 different potential strengths. We actually chart this out. It's very cool. We have a spreadsheet for it, and it's really fun. And we see the collective within our staff, for one, and then within our community. We actually put that into a formula in a spreadsheet, and we see the shining light, the North Star that we become through that collective group of talent that our members bring to the table.
So even to identify my strengths and weaknesses and how to fill that gap?
Yeah, well, actually what we want to have you do is play to your strengths, because too often an entrepreneur will focus on their deficiencies, their weaknesses, and there's not a need to do that. Here's why. There's a lot of ways you can complement that. So rather than expend your energy on those weaknesses, we'd rather help you amp up your strengths. That's the natural order, what should happen within business, because you can get so distracted focusing on those deficiencies and kicking yourself. We don't want you kicking yourself.
Right.
We want to shine a spotlight on your strengths. I have a feeling of what yours will be, but you'll know when you take your online assessment.
Okay.
And we'll be going over that at the Ultimate Business Lifestyle. In fact, here's something else that's really unique and different about us. We provide pre-event training and post-event training.
Whoa.
Yeah, we've already delivered 3 sessions coaching, just heading into the Ultimate Business Lifestyle Retreat. Here's why. We want people to get maximum results in their time spent with us.
Right.
We want it to be as productive as possible. What I see in the information marketing space is a little too much of, there you got your info, see ya.
Good luck.
Good luck, baby. Honestly, money in the pocket, see ya. Oh, that refund policy, have fun with that one. I mean, it's kind of tragic, quite frankly, what's happened in that industry. I think I ought to coach in that industry so people can do a better job. I won't go into that. But anyways, that's really not our focus. We're in the leadership development space. So,
And I have to say that I think that's always been the red flag for me, or what held me back, or where I dropped out of some programs that I thought I would run on, but they do want to cap you. They don't want you to run on ahead of them. But I am very impressed with the empowerment that I find, or the support, because I come with plenty of fears.
Oh,
you know.
everybody does. And in fact, what I note, I'm just going to say, the longer someone has been seeking and the more that they access in that quest, and when it does not lead towards success, they get kind of hardened and guarded and gun shy. And these are the challenges that we have to overcome. And what better way to do that than being in a face-to-face environment?
That's true.
Because most of the information
Right.
marketers are never face-to-face. We want to be face-to-face.
Yes.
So that's learning goes up exponentially in the face-to-face environment.
That's been my experience even yesterday and today. And I wouldn't have guessed that. I thought, I'm not sure this is a good investment of my time, but already, if I left right now, I would be glad I came.
And you've been in a day and a half.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
What's the biggest takeaway so far as you've been here with us that you would want to let people know? What if biggest takeaway that you can think of?
So I've been looking at all 3 programs, right? Because there's a lot online, the training. And I felt like I had sections of information, but I hadn't connected a lot of dots, right? Because there is just so much.
Yeah, there is.
But I keep feeling like all of those are getting connected and filled in. But there is not one person who hasn't been available and willing to answer any question, including yourself. I mean, you are the head of this whole thing, but you're very much involved and you're not distant. And I've known even the involved people, right? All people, some new as me or newer than me, that are excited and running for it, and not one person hasn't been willing to link arms, share information, point people in the right direction, give them additional insight. I mean, people are exchanging to support each other and say, run for it, and ensuring success or cheering for success. There's not like you're having to hide what you know or your good tip. There's no
give it
limit, right? There's
Right.
not a guardedness.
Right.
It's like we believe in success and we believe in each other. I'm very excited to find a community like this. In fact, unbelievably so. Unbelievably
Thank
so.
you. I firmly believe that people in the learning process, and I speak from the sports coaching world, which I was a sports coach for 15 years, being that I had a very stark contrast between my initial coach and then the one that I found subsequent. The first one that I worked within, it was a very fear-based, make you feel small, just did not have teaching excellence or coaching excellence. I had that stark contrast then with someone who said, if you're going to be coaching with me, I'm going to teach you how to coach. I'm all in.
Wow.
And he basically taught the linear progression. And it was in a very safe environment where you didn't feel belittled. It was extremely unsafe. And the first gym that I was at, horrific teaching practices, downright dangerous, and people did get hurt substantially. Anyway, so for me, that was very dramatic in my young formative years to see that stark contrast. And I was so impressed with my second coach.
Wow.
And then my parents were teachers and educators. So I take all of that background and experience into the e-commerce business school and how we work with our students.
Yes.
Because you want to feel like you are being treated with respect and not a talk down, or there's just so many philosophical aspects of how you work with people and lead them to success that are so
Like
critical.
a community member, participant. You're not.
Yeah, you
it's
brought
not
in
yes, it
everybody.
truly is that way. Absolutely.
I like to say that your net worth comes from your network. And
Ooh.
that's what you develop here, is your network, your new friends.
Oh, I love that. That's like a double play on words, isn't it?
Yep, your network determines your net worth.
It's awesome.
So that was your biggest takeaway. What would you tell for people who are in a search, and it can be twofold. maybe they're already in e-commerce and haven't had success,
Okay.
or they're just considering e-commerce for the first time, what would you have to share with them?
Well, I have a daughter and son-in-law who are on the East Coast, and they have been studying. They have hired a coach, and they're learning on their own. They're both professional people, and so they're spending evenings and some hours. And they're such sharp kids, and so they're doing it more autonomously. And they've developed some very clever products, and they're doing the print on demand and a few other areas. And so we're kind of comparing notes. And this morning we were kind of,
As a family, you're doing this together, it sounded like, starting with.
well, it sounds like it could be, because Rebecca was saying, and Jeff was on the phone too, he was saying, well, this will be interesting because, you know, they were a little dubious because, you know, we've all run into the other.
Right.
And I said, well, I'm very excited to be part of this, and so it'll be fun to link up and see what we. So I absolutely expect that they'll be joining us at some point. But so I'm seeing though the things that have really they've had to go out and seek and research and find and hire, and but here I'm being offered a feast with all the parts from what I can see, and so they have to seek their answers to questions. But here it's
all here.
It's all here.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know much more than that right now, but as time goes forward, it'll be very interesting but I already feel like I've absolutely caught up and run ahead.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
So.
Well, thank you, everyone. We're going to give it a wrap. We've got to get back into our classroom here. And again, within about an hour, it'll be at 4 p.m. CT. You can join us back here live, where I'm going to share more fully the details of the e-commerce master's program, so you can learn that as well as more of the foundation and fundamentals of a long-term successful e-commerce business. We really believe in telling people the big picture up front, zooming out, instead of, well, you're in this narrow little channel learning about XYZ method. We'd rather give people the full context right from the get-go. So every subsequent piece of information that you learn, you know where to place that information as it fits into your overall e-commerce journey, so that it makes sense and you have ownership of the process, instead of just, hey, you know, being told what to do. We want you to own this because we do want you to build a successful business, and that you can rinse and repeat and do multiples.
Wow, that's really empowering and autonomous. That's as good as it gets.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Ruth Ellen, and again, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm so tickled.
You're going to do great and mighty things.
From your mouth, yes, I received that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Alrighty, bye, everyone. See you in a few minutes.
Bye.